Hi everyone, my name is Kyle. This is a big life update. This is my first take recording this. I don't know what I'm going to say, but I'm going right off the top of my head. I am going back to Nepal. I spent 4 months there last year from September to January of 2025 to 2026, and I'm going back to Nepal in about a month. It is currently August 23rd. I'm planning on going September 26th, going on my Amada Blam expedition starting at October 4th or 5th, summiting Amada Blam. Hopefully, the attempt will be there at around October 24th, and then coming back to Lukla to Kathmandu. And I'm going to be spending another 3 months there. That's the plan. I will say I am quite nervous and quite unprepared, but I will remove all ego aside. If things get too difficult, if things are too dangerous, I will recognize this and I will turn back if need be. I published a video, I think, in 2024, so about 2 years ago actually, saying I would become an adventure photographer, and my dream still holds. I will become an adventure photographer. I look up to Jimmy Chen. I look up to some of these great mountaineers, Yvon Chouinard, all these great business people, all these great people that I want to emulate after, including Richard Branson, who was in a hot air balloon, did a bunch of adventures there. I think Yvon Chouinard, he did Patagonia, and he lived out of his van, climbed a lot, made climbing equipment. What's his name? Phil Knight. Phil Knight did Nike. He solo traveled Asia for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. Japan, China, Kathmandu, Nepal. And I remember in his book he said when he was in Kathmandu, he all he did was look at people's feet and look at their shoes that they were wearing, and he thought about what would later become Nike, but he thought about Blue Ribbon Sports and just footwear at the time. And like I'm not yet into the adventure apparel business, although I want to do that at some point in my life. I am in the middle of doing a lot of social media, evidently from me talking to the camera and shooting more photos. I also have a documentary coming soon that's been taking a long time to edit through just because, like everyone on the team just has so many competing priorities, me included. And I really want to make this documentary good. I really want to focus on it. And lately, just life has been so busy. I mean, I'm working on other tech startups, other ideas, a platform here, a game there, and it's good and all to have a diverse set of interests. But from what I observe is that you can really only focus on one or two things in life. Assuming if you're a normal person, if you're Elon Musk, then maybe you're a lot better of handling 2 to 5 companies at any given point. But anyways, I have this documentary. I have to work on social media. I am pretty dirt broke. I don't have a job. I'm unemployed. I'm living at my mom's house. And do I feel a little bit of shame living here? Not really. I mean, I think the more that I realize there is no one way to live life, and although all of my peers from college, Wharton School, UPenn, they're all working investment banking jobs, they're all working consulting jobs, or at an AI lab, Frontier Lab. Everyone has their own way in life, and I do wholeheartedly believe that what I'm doing is my way of life. I feel that I'm not living someone else's life that society has deemed upon me to live. I feel very true to myself. Am I glazing Jimmy Chin a lot and trying to emulate him to some degree? Yes, perhaps. But I really do think that, I don't know, I feel quite proud of myself so far. I was able to undergo this period of my life when I was 22 to 23 of just great transformation, great independence, adventure seeking. And I always thought to myself, through this trial by fire, essentially, like solo traveling to Nepal, figuring things out along the way, will this make me turn into, let's say, an entrepreneur in the future? Will this make me, I don't know, become so emboldened in my own mission that I will pursue no matter what? And I I don't know, like I just like live life. I live life, grab it by the ball sack, you know. I forgot how the quote goes, but will it make me into that type of person that just goes after things? And I really do think that it has given me that from from all the biographies I've read about other entrepreneurs such as Jim Simons. He did Renaissance Technologies. He did a solo trip from Boston to Bogota, Colombia. I think with a friend actually, and it was a motorcycle trip. It took him a few months, and I did something similar. Also with the guy who started Oakley. He did a motorcycle trip in Australia. He just traveled from point A to point B, just lived out there by himself. And through all these stories that I've read, through Steve Jobs' story as well, they all seem to garner some sense of, I don't know, like inner ambition, I'd say. Like a recognition of their own self and the strengths that they have, and knowing that they can pursue anything that they want in life if they put their mind to it. And I think that I'm in that stage where I'm starting to realize that. I feel that I don't feel embarrassed. I don't feel embarrassed at all. I speak what I want. I don't care if people don't like the video on social media, or if they think my goals are stupid, or if they say, Kai, you're splitting your attention across too many different things. You should really focus on one. Like, I don't care anymore. I live life. I do what I want to do. And yes, I'm being very, very frugal. I live with my parents and I'm pretty poor and I'm losing all my money and I'm throwing away my Wharton education. But I'm living life. I'm happy. I'm broke, but I'm still very happy. I have many, many friends in my life and I am in very good health. I'm in very good mental health and physical health. And I think despite me not having that job, me not having this or that, I am eternally grateful for health and for good people around me. So that brings us to Ahmed Ablam. I'm doing Ahmed Ablam. I will be going with a few people. I'm not going to name them right away, but it's going to be a pretty stacked team. Everyone's going to have like, everyone's within the same age, same experience level, which is not that good because we're not super trained for Ahmed Ablam. But I look forward to networking with these guys. I look forward to producing work with them, do photography, really get in there and establish myself as Kai is an adventure photographer and he will deliver and he will climb and he is dependable. That is my utter goal. I also look forward to maybe sometime in the future, maybe doing something like Bear Grylls or Gordon Ramsay, where you have like your own TV show, you go out to other places and you get into their cuisine or adventure or outdoors or trips, just anything of that sort. I think this is the next step to doing that. I was originally planning on doing Ahmed Ablam in fall 2027, but Jamie Mottram, who is going to be part of my team, he's a North Face athlete, he reached out to me saying, hey Kyle, like, actually do Ahmed Ablam 2026, fall 2026, which is in 2 months. I said, shit, like, you know, I should take up on this offer just because, I mean, first of all, it's a pretty good price, to be honest. It's just that in life, and I always say this to myself, in life there are always opportunities that come along your way. You know, it could come in 2 months, it could come in a year, it could come in 2 years, but when an opportunity seems too good to pass up on, or it just seems like it seems so serendipitous, you just have to take it. And although I'm not religious, I'm not really too spiritual, I do think there is some fate involved here. Because I met Jamie for literally half a day in Nepal because we shared the same helicopter ride. And now he's inviting me to go climb Ahmed Ablam with him with a pretty stacked team, yada, yada, yada. And I've always wanted to climb Ahmed Ablam. And the club that I was in, the fellowship that I was in during my time at Wharton is called Wharton Leadership Ventures, and the logo is Ahmed Ablam. So I have a lot of personal I have a personal, what's the word? Agenda to climb this mountain already. I've always wanted to climb it. So yeah, like I'll be doing this. I will become an adventure photographer. I will pursue my dreams. This is a very big gap session, I will admit, but I'm just so excited, and I hope that things go well. If things don't go well, well, at least I lived a very great life, you know. But I'm not gonna think that. There's no use thinking about the negatives that could come out of this. It is good to ascertain risk, but it's not good to dwell on the negative outcomes. So, we'll see. Stay tuned. Ahmed Ablam coming soon in 2 months. Peace.